I'm Travis Plunk. I'm in Washington State. I have a common variable immune deficiency. Um, my first problem started in my teenage years. I had an opportunistic infection, and at that time, uh, they figured out it was an immune problem, and but I didn't get an immune workup because of insurance issues at the time and some confusion about the diagnosis. The I still had issues for ongoing, and I moved to Washington State about 2 years after that happened. And doctors after that point just managed the symptoms with antibiotics and steroids as needed. And everything stayed under control for a very long time, a couple of decades. Um, but after a flu, I had a couple of infections afterwards. And one of the infections led to uh, headaches. At the time, my primary care doctor thought they treated the infection and gone away. And my migraines got worse. I had continuous migraines for uh, a very long time. And as they were treating that, my neurologist noticed that my sinuses were continuously inflamed and sent me to allergist. The allergist noted that it was not allergies and probably an infection and started an immune workup. They told me that I probably had an immune problem and listed out the possibilities to prepare me for the diagnostic process. And after some initial testing, I was sent to the local children's hospital for more detailed testing. And after about 3 months, I was given the diagnosis of common variable immune deficiency. And they started treatment. After treatment, I've been feeling quite a bit better. I have a good bit more energy, and some of my symptoms are getting better. We're still talking about changing the treatment, making small adjustments. I'm hoping that will get things even better. And I kind of wish someone would have noticed this earlier because I think a lot of the problems over the years were CVID and it just was untreated. But I'm glad I'm being treated now. So you asked what the biggest misconception is. Like for me, like when I've been explaining it to friends and families, most friends and family listen to this, and it's not difficult to explain them and get a good explanation. But when I'm explaining it to strangers, they usually don't listen completely. And I get a reaction that's like, I'm sorry you're sick and I hope you get better. And the implication there is that this is something that I'm going to recover from, and that it's an illness. I think of this more like a disability, like my body's not able to fight off these infections, but I have a treatment that's able to get me to 90% of normal. And just being treated like I'm going to get better, and it makes me kind of resentful that these people are uh, like not respecting my illness, and that I'll need treatment for a long time, if not the rest of my life. My advice would be to like the peer support program was really great for me. it helped me while through the diagnosis and the initial stages of deciding how my treatment and how I would deal with this at work would go. The person I spoke to me was quite a bit different with me. They're self-employed, but they still had to arrange their treatment, and some of their, like, my perceptions of how it should go at work and my doctors weren't exactly in a line, and talking to the peer person really helped me like sort out how I should advocate for myself in those situations.